This is an interview with Sander Gommans and Floor Jansen, one of the guitarists and of course the singer of After Forever, concerning the mini-album Exordium, where this single record is taken from. Now let's start with our first question. Sander, about rehearsing. Do you always rehearse as a band?
We always try to do that. Most of the time, some sketches are already made, but when you work out the songs with the whole band, you'll find much more spirit in the definition of the songs. Most of the time, it works out very well, but it takes a lot of time for members to come to our rehearsal room. Rehearsing often takes away much energy from everybody. You have to be focused all the time, but it's always great to see the songs getting better and better after putting much effort in it.
Okay, so how many times a week do you rehearse?
We try to rehearse 2 times a week. When we have to perform in the weekend, we reduce it to once a week. When we wrote the songs for the mini album and real album, we rehearse sometimes up to 4 times a week. You can only keep up with that schedule a few weeks, though.
Of course you can. Are you always looking forward to each rehearsal, or is rehearsing just starting to become a drag to you?
That depends. When you're writing new songs, it's amazing to experience the energy it can take, but also give. It's great to work out a song and to see other band members working together in the process. I think that's pretty unique. You create something totally new that what differs from a normal job. When it's getting too busy in a way that you can't totally focus on the music, then I start to feel a bit negative, and the writing process seems more an enemy than a friend. However, most of the time it's just great and still new and exciting after 8 years.
That's amazing. So do you always rehearse your old songs in order to play them better live?
Thank God, no. We normally don't do that. We think it's better to put our time into something new. We sometimes use our time just to arrange some business that doesn't contain music, so we repeat the old songs at home. Sometimes a sound check can even be a good way to play 1 or 2 songs to check them out, because we're very focused on playing the songs the way they're meant to be.
Well, about the new songs. When you're writing new material, do you always finish a song before you start a new one?
No, certainly not. From the beginning of After Forever, we have always been working on several songs simultaneously. That keeps you concentrated and gives you the chance to work on other material if you'd like to. You can always switch. You can never know when you'll get inspiration for a certain song, so you have to be patient. We can change an entire song for a week, for a few weeks before we'll record it in the studio. We can, however, also finish a song in the beginning of the process.
I see. So what was the most difficult song to write for this mini album?
Actually, we've written these songs pretty quickly. We were already in the writing process for our upcoming album when we decided to do the Exordium album. We started gathering new ideas and we created the songs. I think Glorifying Means was hard to write in such short time period, but for me, One Day I'll Fly Away was the most difficult one, I think.
I see. So in your normal life, you must have other things to do. Can you still combine After Forever with your normal activities?
I think my job as a teacher is one of the best jobs to combine with a band. Of course, sometimes it's just too much, but most of the time everything works out fine. Especially the long vacations come in very handy. The school management is also very encouraging and gives me enough space for After Forever. I also think it's important to have something else to focus on besides After Forever. It keeps you fresh and objective about all kinds of things.
So, except for the rehearsals, there must be other things that have to be done in order to keep After Forever alive.
Yeah, of course, each band member has his or her own tasks that involve all kinds of things. I'll give you a few examples. The finances have to be clear and well arranged. The equipment has to work well. The merchandise has to be updated. The site has to be updated. We have to reach our each show on time. We have to answer our emails, etc., etc. I won't go into details, but I can assure you, After Forever is not just music, but it involves a lot more. Thank goodness we have a great crew, of course, a record company, parents, and friends who always help us out. I don't want to think about our time without them.
So, about the recording, you visited the Access studio in Rotterdam for the mini album. Are you satisfied with that solution?
Yeah, certainly. We thought it would be a way to check out the benefits to be prepared for the concept album, and I think the Access Studio, has really done a great job. Hans Peters and Dennis Leidelmeijer, they've produced this album, and we arranged the classical string and choir parts together with Kees Kieboom. Well, it turned out to be a great team, and most of the work and procedures we continued for the concept album. I think the Access Studio gave us the freedom to make our own decisions about the songs and sound, but was always ready to give advice. So they created a great sound and a great atmosphere.
The album was mixed by Sasha Pates, who produced albums of well-known bands like Camelot and Rhapsody. Why did you choose him?
Well, our record company proposed it, and it seemed like a good idea to us. The only problem was that it had to happen in Germany in a period that I had to work. Sasha decided to mail me the mix songs. I waited for feedback of the other band members, and we've created a way to keep in touch. It worked out very well, actually. I think Sasha has more to offer than the sound he's made for classical orientated power metal bands. Together with Access, he created, I think, a fresh and still bombastic sound for a mini album. I like it.
So, what does the mini album represent for you, for yourself?
Yeah, I like to see it as an album that fills the gap between Decipher and our upcoming concept album. I'm proud of Exordium, and I think that it shows our fans new insights, but it also resembles our past, I think. We've written the songs especially for this album. There are no lefts over from our concept songs, and I think that's what makes them special. They've got an own identity which guides you to the new album and have, lyric-wise, many resemblances. I'm looking forward to play them live for the first time. I think we even wrote some more commercial stuff that doesn't neglect our metal visions, of course.
Thank you, Sander, for sharing all that with us. We're going on now with some questions about the shows, the live performances of After Forever and their image. I'm going to ask these questions to Floor. First of all, how would you describe the image of After Forever?
Well, I think After Forever is a band who's had many faces. When we started, we had that what we thought a bit of a metal look, but soon they've told the written press would say it's gothic metal. I had a dress and it was all a bit black and dark, and it was not really. You couldn't even see our faces on pictures. It was more mysterious, I think. And now, during the years, we became more like a face-to-face band. You can, it's more as if you can really see us the way we really are. We are personalities of our own. We have our own faces. Our clothing became more like the tough guys and more not so mysterious anymore. It's more metal, I think, and that's really like the music is. That's yeah.
Sounds like the real work. So, if you have a day of concert, it must be a busy day. What does the day of the concert look like? Meaning, at what time is the band on location? What needs to be done? That sort of thing.
Well, the concert doesn't start at the time we start to play. Of course, that's obvious. We are there with a backline because it's coming with us, so we have to be on there on time too, together with the crew. So we're usually about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're there. The backline, all our material, our instruments have to be put on stage. We do a sound check. well, of course, we need to eat, and after that we have a slow preparation. It sounds like a normal. It's pretty normal, but it just takes hours. And well, right before the show, we thank God have a good crew that take care of the stage. And the instruments for us, and we are just relaxing in the backstage. Make sure we are having all the energy left to play the show, and of course we kind of warm up and we get into it. I think all of us in our own way. That's our day, and of course we have to go back because after the show it's always things have to be put back into the cages, back into the bus. We have to get back home. It's always a long night. You leave at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon and you come back at 3 at night or something. So it's a pretty long day, but always nice.
So right before the show, is there anything special? How does the band prepare for a show?
Oh well, I think that none of us is really doing anything special. We well, the most band members check their own stuff a bit too, because we want to make sure everything is okay. We have a crew for that, of course, but it's always nice to see the show for yourself too. Um, well, me myself, I take some time to really warm up my voice, because it's important it's warm up, and of course I need to change and put on makeup, and the whole ritual is a part of me to get into the show also. So when I'm fully dressed and all, I really am into it. That's what I need to get there.
Aha, so about the mini album. In what way will the mini album be different on stage than the songs from previous albums?
Well, I think we really want to make this special, because the band has been growing, and we want to show that. We want to add something to it. So that's I think it's not like when the mini album is released we're gonna be different. It's a process. We're really working on our personal performance, the contact with the audience, the contact with the band members on stage. And I think because of the songs, the way the songs are, it's a different way of performing, because it's just the structure is different. There's more groove in it, more structure in any way, which gives the whole visual aspect something new too.
About those visual aspects, can you tell me something about them on stage? Are there plans for anything special for the shows of your upcoming third album?
Yeah, there is. Well, first of all, we're gonna have some new things for the mini album, because we're finally gonna have our backdrops, and we're gonna have some spheres on stage. Because in the artwork we have a lot of spheres. It's also part of the subject. Every sphere is a kind of an embodiment of a situation. It's a whole story. Well, and for the third album we also want to have something special, something better with clothes, better with something with circles perhaps, because it will have to do something with circles, a round aspect again, and hopefully many more special things just to make it more show. That's what we really want to make it a real show.
Well, that does sound great indeed. And how would you describe your show?
I think After Forever Live is a much heavier band than what you hear or have heard so far on CD. We are a very grooving, heavy band to look at, I think. I hope they are very dynamic, and hopefully fun to go to. I know I always have fun. And we are learning much more about the way we have to perform and to get the audience with us and all. And I think that's getting better and better, and that's a part of our shows now too.
Oh, great. And what about you? I can imagine it takes a lot of preparation to look and act the way you do as the singer of the band. How do you prepare yourself?
Well, it does take time. Yeah, I have to think about things. I do everything myself so far, my own makeup and the choice of what to wear and how to look, and I just have to think about it and make it a part of the whole image. Well, as a female singer, everything I do seems to have a big impact on the total picture. So I'm aware of that, and then I think. so far it's a correct picture with how I fit in. I just the thing that I do is search my own clothes and makeup and make sure I'm healthy, and just in shape to wear the things I want to wear and things like that. And also of course the vocal part is a big thing. I have my singing lessons. I study music, so the whole thing is almost a full-time job for me.
That does sound like a full-time job. Well, last question. In what way is this mini album Exordium connected to the soon upcoming third album?
Well, the subjects of the songs are in a way related. First of all, I think I have to tell Exordium is, it literally means it's a kind of introduction of a story. And the third album is going to be concept album. So the story is the concept. So in many ways, Exordium kind of introduces the third CD. They all have a modern social subject. So the subjects are just related. You have the concept, which is of course one story, and the subjects on Exordium are just related. And also in the artwork, and in the all the visual aspects will have some connection with that third album. I think it's important for us to really and make sure we have one picture of After Forever with as well the mini album as with the full length third concept album. So in that ways you can see they are related as well as you can hear it. I think Exordium really introduces the new After Forever, like Sander already previously said. It's like a gap, fills up the gap between Decipher and our third album. So that's connected in many ways.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, both of you, thank you again for answering all these questions and sharing this with your fans. What I would like to say to the fans, have fun with this album and the next one.